We have a box sent from Mount Baker Mining and Metals. Jason sent this over. Got some things to try to cab up. Let's see what is in the box. Yeah, I recognize these sandbags. Alright. There we go. Yeah. This is something we'll slab up for sure. That is nice. I can smell the mine. There we go. That will fit in the saw for sure. Nice. Alright, so this is the rest of what was in the bag. A lot of sulfides. And I'm taking on the challenge of inlay. So I'm going to cut this ore into slabs to fit into brass belt buckles. And I'll do inlay. Also, some of the cabs I have some sterling pendant bezels that I want to put the Mount Baker lightning quartz in, and I'll probably do, you know, shapes like this. So get them mounted into some sterling pendants, see how they turn out. So here is our template. I melted some tin and poured it right into where I'm going to inlay on the buckle, so I had a template for marking out the stone where I want to cut it, so I can figure out how many cuts I can get out of this thing. Since the material is pretty stable, I can get away with about 3mm thickness on this. So I'll get this guy on the saw, chop it up, and then start cutting out my pieces and start fitting them. I'm going to cut them a little bit smaller than the buckle so I can inlay that I use. What I use to affix it will be on the outside. It'll actually have a nice contrast. Let's see how this goes. Well, I have the first one sized up, and I decided to dome it. I cut it a little thicker just to see how it would do. So this one will get set in there. This one I made thinner, so when I put that into this guy, I'll try to make it a little more flat as opposed to oval. So far this is turning out pretty good. I'm excited to get these set in and then see what the final polish looks like. I have 6 more traced out, slabbed and ready to put on the trim saw. Had a casualty. This one had a small fracture in it, so that'll go to the general cab population. Alright, here's the next step. I'm using a 2-part epoxy 330 with some lamp black to dye the epoxy black. I had one casualty and I wasn't about to try to film and play with epoxy at the same time. So these guys have all been set. They will cure. And then I will grind and polish these stones into the buckles for a finished product. So now that I have one casualty, I gotta go make another one. Also, with Jason's permission, I went ahead and took his branding and I made a stamp out of it, so all the buckles are stamped with Mount Baker. Alright, the last 6 have been on the grinding wheels. It's time to go to the buffing wheels. These 3 are already finished and they are 100% complete, ready to go. Finish these guys up. The buckles are finished. I've made 10 total. I'm keeping 1. And it will fit a standard 1.5 inch wide leather belt. There is Mount Baker, so that'll be the brand. Yeah, there you go. Mount Baker stamp. The back. And then the first few that I made also have my maker's mark on there. We call that the Math Cat. Because buckles are not the only thing that I make. I make other jewelry as well. I do inlay, sterling inlay. Started a turquoise production line. If you are interested in purchasing and owning one of these, you'll have to check out Jason's eBay store. So keep an eye on his eBay store, as I'll try to keep these stocked in there as best I can while I'm not mining. It's kind of cool to see something that been mined by hand and then fashioned into something like this. This was definitely challenging. This took a lot of time, a lot of effort just to mine it, and then do inlay and brass had its challenges as well. And these should last forever.